Every meaningful conversation begins with a question. I'm Adrienne Giffen, and this is Now You're Talking. In a world of constant notifications and endless scrolling, this podcast is an invitation to pause, get curious, and explore the questions, stories, and ideas that help us reconnect with what matters most. Because conversation builds connection. Let's begin. Sometimes the most important part of understanding ourselves is what we choose to do with that understanding. Today, we bring it all together with Live Your Light.
So we've made it to the final step in 7 Steps Back to You. Last week, we talked about a merge when everything we've learned begins to show up in how we live. So what is Live Your Light?
Live Your Light is about choice. So we've spent this journey looking backwards to understand ourselves more so we can move forward with greater intention. We've talked about our experiences and how they've shaped us. We've looked at our beliefs and how our beliefs have influenced us. We've recognized patterns. We've reclaimed parts of ourselves. We've let things go that no longer serve us, and we've found our voice and begun showing up differently. It's been quite a journey. And now we get to ask, knowing what I know about myself, what choices do I make moving forward?
But how do we know we're always making the right choices?
Well, we don't always know that we're making the right choices. And Live Your Light isn't about always knowing the right choice. It's about knowing ourselves well enough to make more conscious choices. We can ask, does this choice reflect what really matters to me? Or am I making this choice for myself or because it's something that someone else expects of me? And then we trust ourselves enough to choose. And even if it doesn't turn out the way we hoped it would, we've learned something. And that's the thing about experiences. Our experiences are here to teach us. And we may learn more from one experience than the other, but ultimately, our experience is our expertise.
No, we haven't suddenly figured everything out.
Not at all. And I think that's an important thing to mention, that life keeps happening. We all have new experiences. We make choices that work and choices that don't, and we may even fall back into old patterns. But now we know how to recognize them, and we know how to look backwards with curiosity and compassion instead of judgment. And I mean curiosity and compassion towards ourselves without judgment. And we know how to find our way back to ourselves.
So you've talked about what makes you dance. Does this still matter?
It matters more than ever. What makes you dance was the one question that started this journey for me. And today I just want to add one step further. Do you know what makes you dance? And are you making the choices that create room for it in your life? Because knowing is one thing, but knowing isn't enough. Eventually, we have to choose.
So what's the final thought you'd like people to take away from 7 Steps Back to You?
Well, we've spent 7 steps looking backwards so we can understand how we got here. But this was never really about the past. It was about giving ourselves greater understanding, greater self-understanding, so we can choose what comes next. And that's why I don't think the journey really ever ends. We keep learning, we keep changing, and we keep choosing. And when we lose our way, we now know our path back. And Live Your Light is really this: know yourself and trust yourself. And always remember to ask, what makes you dance? And then make room for it. That's Live Your Light.
So let's dance.
Let's dance. Live Your Life isn't a destination. It's simply having the courage to keep choosing what feels true to you. And when you lose your way, trusting that you know how to find your way back. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Adrienne Giffen. Every meaningful conversation begins with a question, and conversation builds connection. Visit adriennegiffen.com and join the conversation, where you'll discover ideas that spark laughter, reflection, and connection with yourself and those around you. Until next time, let the conversations begin.
I'm Michelle Abraham, and we are honored to have Adrienne Giffen's Now You're Talking podcast on our High Vibe Podcast Network. For more High Vibe shows like hers, head on over to highvibepodcastnetwork.com and grab your free gift from our gift vault from all of our hosts. Until then, stay high vibe.